Laptop yìí náà. Only group. So, from here now, you'll be able to draw the diagram. You'll be able to. Okay. Yeah, let's go through the parameters. DG is the diameter of the plane, that's 0.636. S is the spacing 3.6. CB is the coefficient of vertical consolidation or coefficient of consolidation. Yeah. So YCR is also coefficient of consolidation because already here. Then this one is the yeah, is the stress, is the surcharge, the stress you are applying. While MV is the coefficient of volume compressibility or coefficient of volume change. So to solve this problem now, the time when we give you don't mention the time. The time given, let's work with 9 months. So we want to know the amount of settlement that will occur in the period of 9 months. So at 9 months is the same thing as how many years? 9/12. You want to convert 9 months to years as 0.75 years. We are working with years. Okay. And we're given 9 months. To convert it to years, you divide it by 12. Okay, now yes. Because 1 year is equal to 7 months. 0.5 years. Okay. So, and there's one thing you need to take note of, which is very important. The fact that the question states that this play layer is in between two sand layers. So that means some parts of the water will drain from the top, while the other part will drain from the bottom. So which will reduce our height by by half. Sorry, yes. So instead of having the height of 15 meters, we are going to have the height of 7.5 meters. And the formula for settlement, let's call it SC. Settlement for a particular number of time. Okay. It's the same thing as the final settlement, which is SL, multiplied by U. And U is the degree of consolidation. So let's write down that out. ST, settlement in a given period of time. SF, final settlement, and U, degree of consolidation. So, what this formula means is that once we are able to calculate our final settlement, multiplied by the degree of consolidation for that period of time, then you're able to get the settlement for that period of time. It's still working. It's still being done. So, if there is single of them, just let me know what the last one. So, let me print this one. So here now our SF, which is the final settlement, is defined as our H multiplied by MD multiplied by the stress. So, and I believe all these parameters we have it here already. We know our H, we know our MD, then we know our stress. So it's going to become, because The question says it's in between two sand layers, so our H will become H over 2. That's 15 over 2 multiplied by our MV 0.35 multiplied by, then this one is 72. So what does that leave us? 7.5 times 0.35 times 72.
Why is not
189. So 189 universe. So the final settlement based on this should be
that's 15 over 2?
yes.
How
I said when you have sand, okay, usually when you are talking about sand drain, there's always a sand blanket on top of the drain, then you now place your load. That one, the sand is already there. But here, you might also have sand at the base, or you might have rock. When you have rock, you use your footing directly. But when you have sand, you are going to use half of it. So that's so that is why we are using half of it. So assuming we have rock here, that means our final settlement will be 189 times 2. So this is what we have as our final settlement. We now need to calculate our U, because the formula is SF multiplied by U. ST equals to SF multiplied by U. So we've gotten our SF. So it remains U. So we got so our U now is defined as 1 minus U.
what get you before that? Yes.
If you don't get U, you can't get ST. So this is the formula for calculating our U. But here now we don't know UV and we don't know UR. So to get our UV now, we need to find our TV, and TV equal to CV multiplied by T divided by H squared. So, like I said the other time, I said CV is the coefficient of vertical consolidation, while TV is a factor used in calculating this CV. So we know this one, we know this one, we know this one. So that means we can find our CV. So from here now, our TV equals 3.5 multiplied by T. What are T? 0.75 divided by our H is what?
7.5
squared. So what's the answer? 3.5 multiplied by 0.75 divided by 7.5 squared. What do we have? 0.047. So now we just got into but we don't still know UV that we actually need. So here we have other two formulas for calculating TV that involves UV. So one of it is TV equals to pi over 4 UV percentage divided by 100. So this particular formula, from here we can actually make use this sort of formula since we already calculated our TV for us to know the UV. But we can only use this formula if our TV is less than 0.196 or in case we are looking for TV, our UV is between 0 to 60%. So obviously, what we have here, which is our TV, is less than 0.196. So that means we can use this formula to calculate our UV. But in case in the question, the TV you get is greater than, let's say what you have is 0.197. So that means you are going to need to use another formula. So let me write the other formula. TV equals to 1.781 minus 0.933 log 100 minus UV percentage. So you can only use this one now if our TV is now greater than 0.196 or UV is greater than 60. But from these two now, which one are we going to use? Between this formula and this formula, which one are we going to use? Let's go. So we only need the first one. We don't need the second one. But so that's how to.
Good morning, everyone.
So from here now, since writing this one, let's just give this of your formula. And to do that, let's write it again. You know that TV equal to 5/4 UV percentage over 100 squared. So for this one, we multiply TV by 4 becomes 4 TV divided by pi equals to UV divided by 100 squared. Finding the square root of both sides. Square root of 4 TV divided by pi equals to UV divided by 100. So divide both sides by 100, it becomes 100 square root of 4 TV over pi equals to UV in percentage. So you can still bring this one outside. That's 2. So 200 root TV over pi equals to UV percentage. So
Why do you want this?
just this one now. So let's just put our values.
Okay, that's it.
So let's put our values. Let's just insert our values. What's our TV?
How do you get 200? 2 times 100. 4 times 100. Okay. Alright.
So what's our TV? That we got, what's the TV we got the other time?
0.047.
0.047 divided by pi equals to UV. So simplify this now. What we have? Our UV is 70. 24.46% or 0.2446 if you are not using percentage.
Yeah, multiply by 100.
Sir? How did I get to here? This
I
one.
know.
Just solve
You
this
start
one.
you restart.
You already 200 square root of this divided by 5.
3.14. 3.14.
Yes. So we got now our UV. That means we are only left to, we are only left with UR. So So let me write it here. U equals 24.46%. So let's keep that one there like that. Can I erase you? The last so we've gotten our UV now to UR. So UR is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus a. So this is formula finding UR. And A is equal to 8TR divided by Fn. You don't know TR, you don't know Fn. So this is the third time. No, fourth. So and TR. TR equals CR multiplied by divided by 2R squared. Or so this let's look up. So this is formula of our TR. And from here now, from here we can find our TR, right? Because we know this one, we know this one, and we also know this one. So let's substitute. Our CR is 0.068 multiplied by our T. Our T is 0.75. Then our G squared, that's 0.36 squared. So what does this give us? 0.39. So now that we've gotten this as our CR, once to get our A, once to get our A, we need to calculate our Fn. So our Fn is defined as n squared divided by n squared minus 1 means n minus 3n squared minus 1 all over 4n squared. Yes. So, and our n is also called the drainage factor.
The end, right?
Yes. N. Emphasis is drainage factor n. Drainage factor n is equal to the diameter of the zone of influence divided by the diameter of the drain, or the radius of the zone of influence over radius of the drain. Anyone, you still get the same answer. And what is the diameter of our zone of influence? From the question, it says we have a square arrangement. So that one gives us the relationship between the square arrangement and the relationship between the spacing and the radius of the zone of influence. So we can say DG equals to 1.13s, or RE, this is DE, RE equals to 0.565s. So you can either use this one or use this one.
Why are you using 1.1?
Because if you want to get radius, it's diameter divided by 2. So if you divide this one by 2,
What's our diameter?
our diameter is given. That's what we are looking for. The answer of the sort of universe. We know S.
Yes. 1.13.
1.13 is the formula. That is a factor. It's the formula.
That's if this is square.
Square, yes. So let me quickly give you what the relationship when it's not a square.
Okay.
So let me quickly write it in. So for triangular, it's equal to okay. For triangular, our RE now is equal to 0.564 S. For triangular,
64.
yes. For square, RE is equal to 0.565 S. And for hexagonal, is equal to 0.525 S.
Okay.
But in our question, it says
But we don't have circular, right?
in our question it says square arrangement.
Yeah,
So that's the reason why we are using
0.5.
yes. So which part can I take? And you have to say you started since. So
No, wait, to see. You are still going to use the URL now, right?
yes. And we can always write it.
Okay, alright.
Alright, okay. So let's we are looking for this one, right? So our D is going to be 1.13 divided by 3.67, which is what?
Which is what? Please calculate it, please. 0.441.
Huh?
0.4. 0.3.
4.07.
4.07. 4.07.
4.07 meters. So we can now come back to our end.
4.07.
So our end is what? DE over DG. And our DE is 4.07 divided by DG. Our DG is 0.36. So what does that give us?
11.3.
11.3 FA, right? Let's just put it inside the formula. N squared 11.3 squared divided by 11.3 squared minus 1. Then 11.3 minus 3, 11.3 squared minus 1 over 4, 11.3 squared.
What is that?
So our FA
Is
is
that?
actually 1.696.
1.6.
You put everything at once, you get 1.6959. So that's 1.696. So we got our FA, that means we can get our A now. Do you still remember the formula for A? Yeah. So our A is 8TR divided by Fn, which is 8 1.696 divided by 0.339. What's our Fn? 0.39. Yes. That's what. Sorry. Our CR 0.39. Then our Fn is 1.696. Okay.
1.84.
1.84. Okay, you talk about. Who else?
12.
Sorry. 1.84. So now we can get our UR. So UR equals to 1 minus e raised to power minus a. Okay. So 1 minus e raised to power minus 1.84. Which is equal to
Which one is e raised to power?
it's there. One side will be log inverse.
Minus 1.3.
What we see? Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ kó ojú máa rọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ fún mílíọ̀nù ní? Máa lẹ ní jìbìtì lọ́wọ́.
Minus 1.3.
Wọ́n náà gidi ní òye sínú àkókò àná. Wọ́n bá lẹ ní jìbìtì ní kò lè dá fúra rẹ̀.
1.84. 0.84.
Láti ní 5 years ago.
0.84.
So our UR is 0.84, which is also contributing as 84%. So to solve the equation now, to solve our problem, we already have our UR and we already have our U. So we don't have to put it inside. So our U equals to 1 minus UP, 1 minus UR. So which is equal to 1 minus, what are UP? 24%. That's 24 points. Yeah. So we are not using percentage. Remember, we are subtracting from 1. So
Okay.
so that's 0.2446, right? 0.84. So what does that give us?
0.87.
0.879 or 87.9%. So that means at the end of 9 months, almost the final assessment will be achieved. So from here now, we now go back to our first equation. ST equals to SL. So
What's in
What
feeling?
is feeling?
we gonna give you like that's the reason why I decided to lock this place and do it. So we already know this one. We already know this one. Just for slightly more together. So our ST, which is S for 9 months, is equal to our SM 189 multiplied by 0.879. Which is equal to 1.1. So that means
Have you got our SM before?
yes, at the beginning. So that means at the end of 9 months, we have this settlement. And that's where we stop.
How many further did you know of answers?
How many?
Formula did you know of bodies?
It's going to be SAT. But there are simple things.
Yeah, I get
I think
you.
the hardest one is that FPF.
Yeah, dying minus
Yes. But once you do that, the first part is under X squared, N minus 1. Then the next one is N minus. Imagine 3, imagine 4.
Gbogbo ní fọwọ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ti rí.
Ẹni ò ṣe.
Ó ń ga.